Bible.
Right. That's right.
You are not Hispanic, the property of Spain.
Right.
You are not African American. That's two Edomites in the Bible.
Right.
You are not them. You can't come from two Edomite men.
Right.
You cannot come from an Edomite man and an Edomite woman.
Right. Right.
You Native Americans, you're not Native American anything. This land was called something else in the Bible before it was called America.
Right.
That comes from Amerigo Vespucci. Read what you got.
Yeah. The book of Titus, chapter 3 and verse 9. But avoid foolish questions and genealogies.
So what we're here to do is we're going to avoid foolish questions and genealogies. Some of you are filled with all kind of filth, and we're not here to take that filth out. The best thing for you to do is keep quiet and listen.
Right.
And pay attention. We went into slavery because of your wickedness.
Right.
And all the filthiness that's in your mind. And we're going to clear that with thus saith the Lord, the Bible. Read.
But avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and strivings about the law.
And strivings about the law and what you should do in these idols, these foolish, dumb idols that you go after. Hey, sisters, y'all got 2 minutes? Sisters. Hey, give us 2 minutes, sis, before you go. I know y'all going to the store real quick. Read on.
For they are unprofitable.
They are unprofitable. What profit is an idol around your neck?
Right.
What profit is some demon picture you might have hanging up in your room or tattooed to your body?
Right.
What profit is it, right?
And vain.
And vain. That means they're empty, they're lies. Come on over, sis. I'm going to show you something real quick. Right?
A man that is an heretic.
A man that is a what?
An heretic.
Read.
After the first and second admonition.
After we tell you once or twice, what are we going to do? Read.
Reject.
Do what?
Reject.
Beat it. How you going, sis? Come here for a minute. What we do is we're teaching nationality according to the Bible. Who would y'all say this man is right here? Which one of these would you say is Jesus? You can, whatever you see up here, which one would you say is Jesus?
I'm not up there.
You're not up there? Well, we're looking for Jesus. Are you Jesus?
Jesus look like me.
He looks like you? Okay. What'd you say, sis?
Is that Jesus? I would say. He pointed it out.
Well, any picture. You can look at this one or this one. Which one would you say is Jesus? Or a more accurate depiction of Jesus? This one right here?
Yeah.
But she said he looks like her though. You look like this is?
Two different people.
No. I'm saying you said that.
I stand on what I said. She's not.
Okay. Now you said.
Only because I don't see an accurate depiction, but this one's the closest.
That's the closest you think?
Uh-oh.
Okay. So we got a little break here going on. So we got, sis, you say, what's your name, sis?
Turtle.
Turtle? Okay, your name is Turtle. What's your name?
Ray.
Ray? Turtle and Ray, my name is Yarakab. So, likewise, all praises. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually show you, according to the Bible, what Jesus Christ looks like. All right? We're going to show you how to, because you said he looks like you, and you said that's more of an accurate depiction. Here's how you prove it. Whichever one it is, we're going to show you which one it might be, because it's like two different things we got going. And this is how you're going to prove it. Give me verse 1.
The book of Revelations, chapter 1 and verse 1.
So now, we're in the Bible. We're in the King James Bible, right? He's in the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 1, right? Read.
The revelation of Jesus Christ.
This is the revealing. Revelation, the root word is revealed. This is the revealing of Jesus Christ, right?
Okay.
Read.
Which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must surely come to pass.
So he gave it to show what must come to pass. So we're going to see, we get to see again what he looks like. Because there's some confusion all over the planet about what Jesus looks like.
Right.
Let's drop down to in the candlestick.
Yes, sir. The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks.
It says, in the midst of the 7 candlesticks. You see 7 candlesticks on any of these pictures? How about the picture that you picked? No?
No.
How about this one?
Yeah.
Okay, so we see 7 candlesticks. Read.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot.
So it says, one like the Son of Man clothed with a garment down to his foot. So he had a long garment, right? All right, jump down to verse 14. We'll go straight to it.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So now it's giving a description of him. It said his head and the hairs on his face were white in color and woolly in texture. Hey, my brother right here. What's your name?
Terrell.
Terrell? I'm
Yes,
Yara
sir.
Cobb. So Terrell, did you hear what he just read?
Yes, sir.
What did he just say?
He said his hair on his face was white.
Will you read it for you again? Read that, bro.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Okay, it said his head and his hairs was white like wool. White in color and woolly in texture. Sis,
I'm listening.
right here.
Yes.
Who has woolly hair on the planet?
Us.
Us.
Right.
When you say us, who do you mean by us?
Right.
So-called black people, right?
Right.
Right. So, you see that? What do you say? What do you say? What do you say, bro? Who has woolly hair on the planet? Who has woolly hair on the planet? Woolly textured hair?
Us.
Yes, we do, right?
Right.
So-called, well, like she said, so-called black people, right?
Yes, sir.
So, does this picture have texture like that? No, it doesn't. Uh-oh. So, we're kind of like going against him. That's a strike against this guy, right? And
Oh,
he's
no,
not...
that's Leonardo da Vinci's. That's Leonardo da Vinci's.
But you said this is a more accurate
I
depiction.
said that's not the most accurate position. The most accurate out of the ones that are on here.
Oh, the most...
To be honest, let's just be real. We're gonna state facts because we do gotta go. And I'm not trying to be no asshole or nothing. But to be honest, we don't know what he looked like because when none of us there, none of us was there.
We
The
don't
only
know.
thing we got is
What's
from the
this?
book.
Stay with me, though. That's the
thing
only...
we got
That's
is
right.
from a book that somebody that don't none of us know wrote.
No,
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
This is the
So
only
we
book...
cannot stand up business by the book that don't nobody know. We don't know who wrote that book.
Watch this, sis. Just stay with me. Stay with me. Read 14 again. We're going to stay there.
His head and his hairs were white like wool,
Uh-huh.
as white as snow.
So it was all white. White as snow, right? Read on.
And his eyes was a flame of fire.
Uh-huh. And he had red eyes. That one has red eyes and has white woolly hair. Right here. This is the only thing we know because this is the book we got, right?
Right?
Read. As a matter of fact, let's show you. You know why he had red eyes? I know you got to go. I'm going to be real quick. It's only 2 verses. This is why he had red eyes. Read.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 12.
This is how you read the Bible. You read it precept upon precept. Here a little, there a little. So you're going to get something in the New Testament. You're going to go to the Old Testament to verify it. Read.
His eyes shall be red with wine.
His eyes shall be what?
Red with wine.
He said his eyes shall be red with wine. His first miracle was, if you probably heard it before, he turned something into something else. Water into wine. And then he drank it. He didn't pour it out. Say again?
It's King James. Is he black?
He's a black man. All these people are black.
Right.
Watch it. They're painting them white to fool us. Here what you got? Let's go back. Now we're going back. Pay attention to us, sis. Because I know you got to go. So I'm trying to be quick for you. Read.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass.
Now his feet was like fine brass. What color is brass?
Is like copper. Copper is like brown, like us. I said he look like.
Exactly.
Right.
That's scratching this all the way out. No candles, no woolly hair, it's not white, no red eyes, he got blue eyes and green eyes.
Right.
Especially if you go in the store, they probably got an aisle full of it. Right? And now it said his feet like unto fine brass. You said brown, that's correct. Your feet's the same color as your arms, right? Same color as your face, right, brother? Right. So that goes with the rest of the body, but let's see how brown it was. Read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
Now, if you burn that brass, Miss Turtle, if you burn that brass, what color is it?
Dark brown.
Dark brown.
Right.
Jesus Christ, this is a more accurate depiction of Jesus Christ. Psalm 68:11. A more accurate depiction of Jesus Christ. So you're right. So this right here is a lie. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you where it came from. Give me 1 Maccabees chapter 3. 1 Maccabees chapter 3. Where did this picture come from and why did it come about?
Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law.
So what happened is we went into slavery. Y'all know we went into slavery, right? So the people put us in slavery. They got a hold of all our records. They took everything from us. If you look at the slaves, you see they didn't have clothes when they were put on the boat. They was taking everything we had. They took all our records and all our books. This is our book that they took from us. And they did what? Read it again.
And laid open the book of the law.
So they cracked the book open. Let's see what they did. Read.
Wherein the heathen,
The who?
the heathen,
Y'all ever watch, it's, Fred Sanford and Son? Remember Esther used to come in? She always used to call you heathen.
Yeah.
You never hear another race of people call them people heathen, right? We've always called people those names, heathen. It just means another nation, a different nation of people.
Right.
And God said, what? Read.
Wherein the heathen,
The other nation, the people who put us in slavery, read.
had sought to paint,
They did what?
sought to paint,
Miss Turtle, you paying attention to me?
I am paying attention to you.
What did that part just say? The heathen, what did heathen do?
Something about faith.
Read it again.
and laid open the book of the law,
So they cracked open our book, read.
wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
They thought to paint the likeness of their image. Now, if we didn't know who the heathen was or which nation it was, it said the likeness of who?
Their images.
It painted the likeness of their image. So who does that look like? What race of people does this picture right here look like? Or any of these pictures right here? What race of people? Sis, what race of people does this picture look like? Any
White people. The
white
reptiles.
people. So now we know who stole the picture and who did it. What heathen people? 1 Corinthians 3. 1 Corinthians 3. Now do you know why this happened? Mr. You know why all this stuff happened? Deuteronomy 28:15. Hold that one in Deuteronomy 28. You know why all this stuff happened? Slavery?
Because
Because we went into slavery and everything, right?
I wasn't there. But what they
I know you
said was,
wasn't there.
because I'm only 23.
Right, we weren't there.
So
But you know
what
our
they said
ancestors actually
was-
went into slavery, right?
Yes. So what they said was our own kind turned their back on us and sold us to the white people.
Okay. They said our own kind turn that back and so I'm gonna show you that. Because you got children? Alright. So you had like brothers and sisters, your parents. You think your parents would just sell you away for something?
No, but I think you'll sell me away because you don't know me. So whatever you get that you feel like is more valuable to me, that you need, or whatever the case may be, then it's up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, let's be
Another race
realistic.
of people might try to sell you, but if you're my same people, you're my kin, you're my brother, I'm not selling you nowhere.
Right. Bring it up.
You're my race. Why would I do that?
That's what sounds right.
That's what it sounds right, but I mean, what you're saying sounds right, maybe. But that's destroying my race. That means eventually, if there was enough people like me, my race would disappear. So the heathen stole our
We
book.
can't disappear
No.
if everybody originated from us.
Now, if you were sold away, right? Let's say you were sold away. And Numbers 1 and 18. Let's say you're sold away to somebody. Hold up what you got. Those two. Sorry about that. Giving you a lot. But let's say you're sold away, right? And we were sold to like the heathen. The heathen painted the likeness of their image. So that's showing the distinction that there's a difference between all of us. So they painted their image there. That's a different race of people. Now let's say they sold you to their brothers, just like slavery, like when this happened. They sold you. Now let's say you got raped by the men, because our sisters were getting raped, men was getting raped too, and the little babies. Everybody was getting raped.
Right.
Let's say you got pregnant and went away. Watch what that baby becomes. Read what you got.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18.
Light skin version, but there's something more to it too. Read.
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month,
This is Moses talking to the Israelites in the wilderness. Read.
and they declared their pedigrees.
They declared their pedigrees. You know what a pedigree is, sis? Pedigree is you know what a pedigree is? Pedigree, you know what a pedigree is, sis? A pedigree is your bloodline.
Right.
So Moses is talking to the Israelites. They came together, and now they're declaring their bloodline. Read it again.
And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
By the house of who?
Their fathers.
So if the person had a baby, like they are right here, the sister had a baby, they declared the pedigree, their bloodline by the father. If you were sold by the heathen, another race, to the heathen.
That's kind of why when you get married, you got to take on the man's last name. That's kind of where they came from.
Now stay with me, stay with me. Yeah, you're right, stay with me. You're sold by the heathen to the heathen. You were raped, right? And you had a baby. You got pregnant and had a baby. By this part, what did that part read, the last part?
By the house of their fathers.
So the baby is determined by the house of the father. What would your child be? Would it be your race? You find that? That makes sense, right? Read it again.
And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
They declared their pedigree by the house of who? Their fathers. So what race would the baby be? Would it be your race anymore?
they had
no.
No, this is God saying this. Moses told God to tell us this. You probably don't know it was us yet, and you have to go. I can show you that it's us. But this group of people declared their pedigree, their race, by the house of their father. So if another race of people have sex with the woman and a baby come out, what is that baby's race? The other people.
Right.
So if we were selling each other, you're my race and I'm selling you all, I'm selling you to other people, like I said, the race gonna disappear. After a while, if enough people got that in them, because this was millions of people were sold from the continent that's called Africa now, and came over here. Millions of people were sold here. This land's called Arthur, now called America. Millions. So if we went to them and all them babies came out by that slave master or whoever had you, another race, our race would disappear.
Right.
I wouldn't want that. That means we're gone.
Right.
Right.
And in the, well, I ain't even gonna go there. But that makes no sense. But I can show you exactly who was selling us. Chinese and Japanese, are those two different races of people? Yes. Do they look alike? Absolutely. Now I'm gonna show you. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that Joel 3. I'm gonna show you who was selling you.
We're gonna have to come back for y'all. We just got
2 verses.
2 more things.
2 verses.
We're not leaving the food line.
All right, 2 verses.
We're not leaving.
Listen, you can start listening and then you can probably go off. Verse 3. Read what you got. Verse 4.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
This is God talking to a race of people. He said, what have you to do with me? Tyre, we call them Africans today. And Zidon, more Africans. He said, what do you got to do with me? Like, I ain't got nothing to do with you. We ain't got nothing to do with each other.
Right.
Like, beat it, go away, right?
Right.
Read.
And all the coast of Palestine.
And also you Palestinians. For this brother who just don't want to listen. I'm gonna show the pictures, and it's for you. But all the coast of who?
All the coast of Palestine.
This is the Palestinians right here. They're called Arabs. Right? We call them Muslims. That religion that goes around, right? Right?
Will ye render me a recompense?
You gonna pay me back for something, right?
And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head.
God said, what you do to me, you think you're gonna get away with it? But swiftly and speedily will I put everything you've done back on you that you did to my children.
Right.
Let's see who his children is and what he's talking about. Just keep reading.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried unto you into your temples my goodly and
Into your what?
into your temples my goodly and pleasant things.
So God made a comparison. He's calling his children, he's making a comparison with his children to silver and gold. He said, you took everything, and it's also literally silver and gold. He said, you took everything, even my children, who are as precious as silver and gold, and took them into your places. Read.
The children also of Judah.
The children of who?
Judah.
So the Africans and the Arabs, right here, sold a group of people, and who are they? Read that again.
The children also of Judah.
They sold the children of Judah. Read.
And the children of Jerusalem.
And the children of Jerusalem. So you sold the whole lot that came from over there. You might call it Israel today. That land, Judah, Jerusalem. And what did you do? Read.
Have ye sold unto the Grecians.
Sold unto who?
The Grecians.
Grecians. Greeks. Who are those Grecians
Right.
that they sold them to? They're on here also. Your neighborhood friendly white man.
Bring it up.
They're red. They're not white. We call them white man, just for your understanding. He said what? Read it from the top again.
The children also of Judah.
The children of Judah, you Africans and you Arabs. The children of Judah, and who else?
And the children of Jerusalem.
And the children of Jerusalem, you Africans and Arabs, because there was a race of people, there was a group of people that was sold on what you call the continent of Africa back in the day. They're still being sold today, but just for your basic knowledge, back in the day, there was a race of people that was sold on the continent of Africa.
have you sold unto the Grecians?
So the Africans and the Arabs sold a particular race of people, Judah and Jerusalem, to the Grecians, to the Greeks, who changed their name to Romans, who changed their name to Europeans, Americans. You sold them to the so-called white man. Read.
That ye might remove them far from their border.
Some more clues. The so-called African American who was sold was removed where?
That you sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border.
They were removed far from their borders. And in 1619, they showed up on the coast of Osiris, now called America after Amerigo Vespucci. Read on.
Yes, sir, that's it.
You removed them far. Read it again.
Verse 6, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem.
You getting this, brother? Did you get any of this that we're reading?
Yeah.
Read.
Have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border.
The so-called African Americans, you were sold to Grecians. You were sold to white people, so-called white people. They're red and hairy, so-called white people. You were sold to white people and removed far from your borders, and you showed up here in America in 1619. Here, right here in America in 1619. You got a question, sis? You got a question? In 1619. But God didn't say you was African American. Matter of fact, that didn't come out until around 1986.
Right.
African American didn't exist back then, before then. Right? God said the children of Judah were sold, and the children of Jerusalem were sold. Do you get that? Right. Right. One more verse. Give me Sirach. Give me one more verse. Sirach. I think it's Sirach 21 and 20. Sirach 21 and 20. I think that's what I want. And then what we're going to do, we're going to close it down. So what are we doing? What have you heard today? You've heard the truth coming out the Bible.
Right.
All we're doing is reading it.
That's right.
You so-called African Americans, you Hispanic, so-called and so-called Native Americans, you're the children of Israel. You're God's chosen people, and you have to keep the commandments. Read what you got.
The book of Sirach, chapter 21 and verse 20. A fool.
Hey, who?
A fool.
Read.
Lifted up his voice.
Lifted up his what?
His voice.
Read.
With laughter.
With what?
With laughter.
Fools come around laughing about seriousness that's going on. Read.
But a wise man.
Hey, who?
A wise man.
Does what?
Doeth scarce smile a little.
Scarcely smiles. Bro, this is serious business. This happened to your ancestors. They're taking our kids right now. But God said, a what? A what?
A fool.
A what?
A fool.
A what?
A fool.
What God say? A who? Does what?
Lifted up his voice with laughter.
Lifted up his voice with laughter. Bro, you gotta get serious. This is no joke. Because next it can be your kids that's be taken and you can't do nothing about it.
Right.
And then you want to go to Mecca and walk around a rock. Matthew 26. Matthew 26. So-called African Americans, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you got to keep God's commandments.
Right.
You're God's chosen people. You're the greatest thing on this planet Earth. Read what you got.
The book of Matthew, chapter 26 and verse 6. Now when Jesus was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came into him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment.
So this is before Christ was crucified. A woman came to him with a box of very precious ointment. Read.
And put it on his head as he sat at meat.
Why? Because she knew what was about to happen. Read.
But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying,
What they say?
To what purpose is this waste?
They said, why are you wasting this precious ointment? They were thinking wickedry. They had wickedness in their mind. Read.
For this ointment may have been sold for much and given to the poor.
But Christ knew that's not what they wanted to do. They were greedy. They wanted to sell it and keep the money. Well, read on.
When Jesus understood it, he said unto them,
What'd he say?
Why trouble ye the woman?
Why you messing with her? He thought he said, why you messing with this woman? Read.
For she have wrought a good work upon me.
Because she know what was about to take place. He was about to be crucified. A black man with woolly hair was about to be crucified. Just like you, brother, just like your beard, just like the hair on your head.
Right.
He was about to be hung in a tree. Read.
For ye have the poor always with you.
We got the poor always with us. That's why we're out here in the chief concourse. We're talking to you. Oh, we got you with us all the time, read.
But me ye have not always.
Well, Christ was going to be going away, read.
For in that she hath poured this on my ointment. She poured this ointment on my body. She did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world.
Whenever you hear this coming out, whenever you hear this part that we're reading out coming out, what happened?
There shall also this that this woman hath done be told for a memorial of her.
So if you never heard this, you've never heard the truth coming out of the Bible. Your wicked pastors lying to you and stealing your money, calling it tithes.
Right.
And with that, we say shalom. Men of Israel, sons of God, patient saints, sons of God. Who's the king?
Christ.
Who's the king?
Christ.
What color is he?
Right.
And that's all, folks. Shalom.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.